All right, today we're jumping into a world called Dark Prussia. It's a fascinating and grim place where ancient myth gets hammered into new shapes by industry, and it all revolves around one single, really critical question.
And that's really the heart of this whole thing. It's the question that just hangs in the air over this entire world, and it really makes you rethink what advancement even means. So let's dig in and see what answer Dark Prussia gives us.
Okay, so first things first, we have to understand the massive power shift that created this place. A totally new order has taken over, one that's not built on, old family lines or traditions, but on cold, hard steel. I mean, just look at the difference here. On the one hand, you've got the past, a world that was alive, organic, with its own natural way of doing things. And on the other, you have the new order, a cold, mechanical state. And this change, it wasn't gentle. The old natural world was systematically, and I mean violently, crushed to make way for this new, rigid industrial hierarchy. So you might be wondering, how do you keep a state like this in line? Well, it's held together by pure, raw force. And that force is embodied by these absolute titans of technology, which are actually a terrifying new take on figures from ancient biblical myths. Yeah, check this out. The Nephilim. In the old stories, they were these mythical giants. But here, they've been reborn as enormous artificial enforcers. It's fascinating, right? It shows how this new regime has hijacked mythology itself, twisting these ancient stories to serve its very modern technological agenda of so-called progress. But, a world this extreme, it can't just run on brute force alone. You need an idea, right? A really powerful, and frankly, a really chilling ideology to keep it all together. So it's all built on this ancient phrase, as above, so below. But the way they use it here, man, they twist it into something absolutely terrifying. It's not about harmony, it's a justification. It's saying that the cold, merciless order we see on Earth is just a reflection of an even colder, more mechanical reality up in the heavens.
And this is that reality they're talking about, the Iron Heaven. So I want you to imagine the cosmos, not as this place of divine wonder and mystery, but as a gigantic, unfeeling machine. Think of it like a celestial bureaucracy that only cares about ruthless efficiency and cold, hard logic. In this view, Earth isn't special. It's just a broken mirror trying to reflect that perfect, cold machine.
And this is where it gets really scary, because if that's your goal, if you're trying to perfectly mirror a cold, logical machine, then what does that make us? What about all our human stuff? Creativity, spirit, spontaneity, emotion, that divine spark? In this system, they're not seen as strengths. They're glitches. They're bugs in the system that need to be corrected, or just flat out eliminated. So what happens when this obsessive quest for mechanical perfection crashes head-on with the messy, unpredictable reality of organic life? Well, the price, as it turns out, is everything. The result is it's brutal, and it's direct. The world itself literally becomes toxic. This new scientific industrial truth they push is so harsh that it actually poisons the atmosphere, burning away everything that came before. That wilting flower isn't just a pretty picture. It represents a state of innocence, of nature, that just can't breathe in this new poisoned air. And here's the ultimate twisted irony of it all. The one thing that's supposed to be driving all this progress, knowledge itself, is actually treated like a sickness, a contagion that doesn't enlighten people. It corrupts them, and it destroys everything it touches. Let me break that down for you. So, astronomy? It doesn't fill you with wonder about the stars. It just confirms that, yep, the universe is a cold, dead machine, exactly what the Iron Heaven ideology says. Metallurgy. It doesn't build cities and tools for a better life. It forges the literal chains that enslave the human spirit. And magic? Magic isn't a source of wonder here. It's forbidden power, and when you mess with it, you unleash forces that just push humanity one step closer to its own destruction. So, okay, we've followed the logic all the way here. If the world is a machine and people are just a glitch, what's the end game? Where does all of this lead? Now, you might be thinking, well, maybe someone with good intentions could fix it from the inside, and that's the real tragedy of this whole Faustian bargain. Take this scientist, Henoch. He's an ethical guy. He truly believed he could take this incredible new power and use it for good. But the system's logic is absolute. It doesn't care about his intentions. It just chews him up and uses his ambition to speed up the catastrophe. Good intentions are totally worthless here. And so, in the end, the aristocratic of iron, they get exactly what they wanted. They achieve their grand vision, a perfect world. A perfectly efficient, perfectly logical, and perfectly dead state. A system without any flaws, built right on top of the ashes of nature, emotion, and everything that we once called human.
Which leaves us with a pretty chilling question to think about, right? Especially today. In our own relentless race to build a flawless system with AI and automation, are we risking the same thing? Are we starting to see our own humanity, our messiness, our chaos, our imperfections as just the last bug that needs to be purged?